Hello and welcome to Illuminate Your Truth. I'm your host, Elena Isis, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today, we're going to talk about different signs that you're being called into a new chapter. This is all about the beginning of the glow up, the beginning of the level up, and how you're going to know that's exactly what you're stepping into. And so I have a few different signs that we're going to talk about in regards to stepping into this new chapter. And you may be experiencing these things already, or you may be going to be experiencing these things in the future. But yeah, I really just wanted to share all of the different signs that you're being called into a new chapter. All right, so let's get started. All right, so number one, you start imagining a completely different life for yourself. And by that, I mean you can see in your mind's eye the woman or man that you are destined to become. You know how she looks, you know how she walks, you know how she dresses, you know how she eats, you know how she works out, you know where she goes and hangs out. And if you don't know these things, you are actively journaling these things and you are trying to visualize what the next level looks like for you. So, this is your new life, what you're going to look like in this new life and what it's going to feel like. And you can see that. You feel it within yourself. You feel like this is who you are, but you haven't taken the steps to become her yet. That is the first step. You know exactly who you want to become and you know what that person looks like. This is a sign. This is a glimpse into your future. At this point, you really just have to muster up the courage to take the steps to start becoming that version of yourself because that version of yourself is true. That version of yourself is real. That's who you are. That's a higher version of yourself. So don't just chalk that up to being a dream or something that isn't possible for you because it definitely is. That is the first sign that you are stepping into something greater, something higher for yourself. So if you're not already journaling about what your next level life is going to look like, feel like, be like, I want you to start. I want you to start visualizing what the highest version of yourself looks like and writing it down in detail. What does she eat? What does she wear? How does she think? Changing your self concept is huge. And so you really want to even get into those negative thoughts that you have about yourself and writing positive ones and trying to work those into your life as well. So that's step one is you're going to know what the person you want to be is like. And you're going to be wanting to actively start shifting into that person. Number two is going to be the people around you. All right. And whenever this started for me, God told me, He was like, you're going to be going through something called the great shedding. And I was like, what is that? He was basically like, you're going to lose a lot of people. And when he told me this, I thought maybe I would lose one or two friends. No, I lost everyone and I'm still losing people. The great shedding is what he called it. You are going to lose friends, family, coworkers, people that you've been friends with for years. He's going to reveal, sometimes he's going to even reveal their hearts to you in ways where people will actually betray you. But you're also just going to lose people because you're just going to be tired. You're going to be tired of the same old crap. You're going to be tired of hearing friends coming to you with the same old stories. You're going to be tired of giving advice to people who don't listen to you. You're going to be tired of having friends that are irresponsible and want to call you all the time, telling you all of the irresponsible things that they did, playing victim, when you know, obviously, you're a grown person, you can make your own decisions, and yet you keep getting into these situations. That's going to piss you off and you're just going to be done. You're going to get to the point where you are just done. You're done with people who play victim. You're done with people who are catastrophically destroying their lives. You're done with people who are refusing to look at themselves. You're done with friends who are just calling you whenever they want to vent. You're done with friends who are fake. You are just done. This is a huge sign. You're done. You can't pretend to care anymore. And so it really just leads to you blocking a lot of people and cutting a lot of people out of your life. I think whenever you are stepping into a new chapter where you're becoming your highest version of yourself, you stop confusing someone's potential with what they're actually showing you. I think this is huge because a lot of times we can see the potential in people. We can see it. We can feel it. It's palatable at times. But you have to remember if someone isn't showing it at all, the potential that we see, that's who the person is. And we can't keep painting these pictures about people. We have to take what they show us and understand and realize that's who they are. And if that person's values, morals, and actions don't line up with what we agree with or need as a friend or a partner, we need to kick them to the curb. All right. It's time to let them go. It's time to release them because we don't need any of that toxicity in our lives, especially if we're trying to expand, especially if we're trying to grow and elevate. You're going to see friendships end. It's just inevitable. And you have to be strong enough to be able to release people. You have to be able to set boundaries with people with no fear. But releasing people, you don't always have to give people an explanation when you are releasing someone. You can have peace in your heart and release them and not say anything because you don't need to. You're done explaining yourselves. This person has shown time and time again that it's time to release them. So you will lose a lot of friends. You will lose family members. You will lose people who you've been friends with for years. But in order to get to that next level, that is what's required for you to grow. Those people will hold you back. That energy will hold you back. Energy vampires will hold you back. They're sucking you dry. Okay. Number three. So once you release these people, you're actually going to feel ready for new connections or new relationships. You're actually going to want to be with people and have friends who inspire you, who motivate you, who add true value to your life. You're actually going to want that. You're going to crave that. You're not going to want friends who just call you when something's wrong. All right. You're not going to want people who don't want to actually listen to you and don't see you and don't understand you and try to misunderstand you. You are going to lose a tolerance for fake connection. Fake connections can go kick the dust. I would rather be by myself than fake a connection, than fake liking someone. I would rather be alone. And you'll get to that point. You're going to hate draining environments. If you get an invite to a party and you know that the people there are going to drain you, you will not go. It doesn't matter who's going. It could be a really good party. Everybody's going. It does not matter. You're not going to put yourself in a situation where you're going to be drained, where you're going to be super uncomfortable and you're going to regret even going. You are going to want and crave a real connection, deep relationships. And you don't even have to have a bunch, just maybe a couple of friends who really understand and see you and who don't drain you, but uplift, motivate, inspire you in your dreams and your goals and your life in general. All right. Now, four, feeling disconnected from the things that once excited you. This is a big one for me. Whenever I was really in the beginning of the transition of shifting into the new life, I was really bored with certain hobbies and things that I was doing. And I really just wanted new things to do. So, whenever you get to this point where you feel disconnected from the things that once excited you, you really want to start trying new things. What does this new version of yourself do? Does she rock climb? Go wild. What does she do? Does she eat at fancy restaurants? Does she go for walks in the park every morning? Does she jog? Think about the things that you really want to do that you have not done yet. Don't worry about what people are going to think. It doesn't matter. This is about you and your life. Whenever you're bored with the things that you're doing and the hobbies and the things that you've been doing, you really want to open up your mind and expand and think about the things that you want to try and start trying new things. Number 5, you're going to crave solitude. You're going to crave solitude and time to reflect because this is a transformation. And transformation doesn't really happen in front of people. Transformation happens in solitude when you're alone, when you're isolated. And so you're going to be wanting solitude. You're going to be craving it. This is your hermit. This is your hermit phase. This is what you're doing in your hermit phase. You're reflecting. You're creating, you're manifesting this new version of yourself. This is a mental, physical, and emotional and spiritual transformation. You are talking to God. You're asking God, hey, what is the path that you're laying out before me? I'm listening to you. What is it that you need me to do? What changes do you need me to make in my life? I'm ready. Let's go. You can also start making the physical changes too, like changing your appearance in ways to start wearing different clothing. If you want to start wearing makeup, if you want to start dressing differently, start doing this alone in your home by yourself, getting used to that physical image and you getting like doing the things, working out. You don't have to do this in front of everyone. Do this first in front of yourself. Do it for you. Do it for you first. Okay. And revel in that. Okay, but you're going to crave solitude and you're going to want to be alone a lot because you're going to want to be around your own energy. Because when you're in your own energy, you're not focused on anyone else and what they're doing because you know that's not really important. What everybody else is doing isn't important. And what everybody else is thinking isn't important. You're going to want to focus on yourself. Number 6, you're going to be craving simplicity, truth, peace, and deeper meaning. You're going to say no to anybody that is in your life that is confusing you. Confusion is toxic. All right. If somebody's in your life and they are constantly confusing you, like you don't know how they feel about you, you don't know how they feel in general. They make you feel uncomfortable, uneasy, but sometimes they're happy and they make you feel good. Well, most of the time, it's like you don't know. Get that person out of your life. That person's toxic. All right. Anybody that's lying to you all the time, get them out. They got to go. You want simplicity. You don't need anything super complicated. You don't want people super complicated. And you want truth. You want honesty. You just want people who are around you who are honest, loyal, and you want peace. Peace is huge. Those are a few things that you're going to crave whenever you are desiring to step into your new chapter. Number 7, old habits and coping mechanisms, they're not going to hit the same. Actually, they're going to stop working and you're going to have to do them more and more and you're going to overdo them and you're probably going to be even more addicted. Now, I'm going to get really personal here. I had a few addictions that I had to kick. I had a few escapism things that I was doing to escape my life. I had to drop them. I stopped smoking marijuana. That was a huge one for me. I kept telling myself, oh, I'm just doing this because it makes me feel better. No, I was doing it to escape my life. And so I stopped smoking weed. I stopped alcohol. I didn't really drink alcohol much, but after I stopped smoking weed, I was like, I'll take a drink every now and then. I would drink and I'd feel like crap. So I was like, okay, I'm not drinking anymore either. I stopped drinking caffeine. That was huge. I realized that caffeine made me feel foggy headed and it also made me way too jittery and uncomfortable. And it didn't actually help. Having a little bit more energy wasn't even worth it for me. I had to give up Facebook. All right. Because that was extremely toxic for me. Looking into people's lives all the time and focusing on other people, what other people are doing. Also, the political crap on there constantly. I couldn't take it anymore. I was over it. It was stressing me out. I was focusing more on what was outside of me as opposed to what was inside of me and what was going on the inside. So I had to get rid of that. And the just scrolling in general, I've definitely dialed down on scrolling. I don't do that as much at all because I have other things that I want to do. I got a library card, life changing. Okay, it's free. Get a library card, start reading, start getting books, reference books, start learning again. All right. A library card you don't have to pay for. You can get fiction novels. You can get nonfiction novels. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Start reading. Start expanding your knowledge. Start expanding your imagination. I love reading romance novels and I love just expanding my mind in general. I love knowledge. I love to learn. So you're going to have to get rid of old habits. Anything that is holding you back, you're going to feel like you want to kick them and you're going to take the steps to do it. So I definitely say start kicking those old habits that are holding you back. And now we're going into step number 8, which is start prioritizing your healing. Start focusing on healing yourself. Start meditating more. Start looking into shadow work and things like that. Start healing. It's time. Get some sound healing sessions in, get some energy work done. Start healing yourself in any way that you can, because this is going to quicken the pace of your transformation. You're going to need to release energy. You're going to need to alchemize energy. So, healing is key in doing this. Okay. You're going to want to transmute any kind of shadow aspects that are holding you back. You're going to want to witness them. All right. And then you're going to want to transmute as much of that as you can. Then you're going to want to set boundaries. Okay. You're going to set boundaries with the people in your life that you want to keep. And you're setting boundaries for yourself and for your peace, because to have peace and keep it, you need boundaries. You have to fight for peace. Peace doesn't just come and stay, it's a constant action within your life. And so you have to set boundaries with people. The people you decide to keep, make sure that they know that you respect yourself and you're always going to choose yourself first. Don't ever put people above you. You need to make sure that you're taking care of 100% first, and then you give. Your cup needs to be overflowing first, because then you're giving from a place of genuine love, and a full cup is you can do it. There's no stress with it. You want to do it. Okay. You have the energy to do it. You're not exhausted, regretting it, feeling guilty because you just sacrificed yourself to give to this other person. No, your cup is full. So you set those boundaries with people to let them know that I'm not going to be available for you to call me at 2 a.m. in the morning to talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. My sleep is very important to me. Okay. I'm not going to be able to go do that for you, because I have to do this for myself. You really just have to prioritize yourself in a way that people understand that you are priority, and they're not going to get one over on you to abandon yourself. I just talked about this in my past episode on abandoning yourself. Stop abandoning yourself. We don't want to do that anymore. We're over it. We're done with that. We don't do that anymore. That is over with. Another thing that we want to do is just protect your well being. Take good care of yourself. Be healthy, eat good, exercise, move your body. You want to be really careful with what you're consuming, who you're hanging around. That's just very important. So just be careful. You're just really going to want to be mindful of what you surround yourself with, but heal boundaries and focus on your well being. And this will definitely help you. Now, I want to take a little quick break here, and I want to thank everybody for watching this episode or listening to this episode. Thank you for sharing this space with me. If this has ever touched your heart and supported your healing, expanded your perspective, I really would appreciate it if you rated my show, left me a review, or shared this episode with somebody that you feel would benefit from it. I really appreciate that. It just helps me grow. Every review, every share helps my page grow, my podcast grow. And I really just appreciate it. Thank you for being part of this community that I'm creating. And I love it so much. I love coming on here and chatting with you all and sharing different things about my life and the different spiritual work that I'm doing. Thank you. If you're not following me on Instagram, go to Illuminate Your Truth podcast. I also have a YouTube, Illuminate Your Truth podcast on YouTube. So rate my show, review my show, and I would be so grateful. Thank you so much. All right. So now we're going to go into step number 9. We're almost done here. You realize you can no longer shrink to make people comfortable. You can no longer shrink yourself. Honestly, fuck them. Choose your weirdness. Fuck them. Be weird. Fuck them. Be weird. Okay. You can't shrink anymore. You'll get to the point where it's like shrinking feels like you're betraying yourself, because that's essentially what you're doing, betraying yourself. And so you're going to just not want to shrink anymore. You're going to get in these spaces where you want to shine, and you are going to just allow yourself to. And you're probably going to get a lot of looks. You're probably going to get a lot of haters, and you're probably going to get a lot of people who do not vibe with that, because like I say, if you listen to this podcast, you're probably a person who's constantly elevating, constantly expanding, either a chosen one, a rising star, a bright star, light worker. People are going to feel intimidated by you. You're going to mirror a lot of people and the work that they haven't done with themselves. You're going to do that. And it's going to piss a lot of people off. Some people it's going to inspire and it's going to help them want to grow even more. But a lot of people, you're going to piss them off. But you know what? That's not your problem. You're not a babysitter. You're not there to babysit people's emotions anymore. I know all of us are empaths and we feel it so much. We feel when we trigger people and then we want to just, okay, I'm just going to hide in my shell now. You didn't really see me. No, we're not doing that anymore. Shine, trigger them. That's the only way they're going to fucking wake up. And they may not even wake up from being triggered, honestly. Let's say, like, what's the percentage of people who actually do the fucking work? Let's say they may not even do anything. But a lot of people will. Some people will. Some people will use that trigger, and you could awaken people just by being yourself. So please shine. Shine bright. Wear what you want. Laugh. Be happy. A lot of times, just having joy and being happy and enjoying and loving your life is enough to set someone off, to set someone over the edge. It doesn't take much with you. You just entering a room can piss off a lot of people. And so who cares? You're going to do it anyways by not even doing anything. Just do it. Just be yourself. Dress how you want. Act how you want. Live the life you want. People are going to judge you. People are going to not like you. It is what it is. All right. Don't dim your light for people whose opinions aren't paying your bills, whose opinions don't matter, who you'll probably never see again in your whole entire life. Stop. All right. You really got to get to the point where you're just being yourself, shining, and allowing your gifts to flow and allowing yourself to be seen. God wants you to be seen. God created you to be seen. He created you different. You're different. You're a different breed of person. And people need to see you exist. They need to see you shining so that they know what's possible, so that they know that they can heal and become like you. Always, you're going to be different, but the light that you emit is different. And people need to see that because a lot of people don't see that right on a regular basis. And so when you go out, be yourself, shine, please shine. Be weird. So weird. Okay. The last step, number 10, deep down, you know that you cannot return to who you once were. The old you is dead, totally dead. She's gone. Deep down, you're going to know that you can't return to the life that you had before. A lot of times this happens after a really heavy betrayal where you don't see anything with rose colored glasses anymore. The rose tinted glasses are gone. And now you see people for who they are. You don't focus on potential. You're focused on what they show you. Deep down, you know, you could never go back. You couldn't be the person that you were. Like you look back at pictures of yourself, the videos, and you're like, I don't even know who that person was. I don't know who that is. I'm not her. I'm not her anymore. I'm different. And when you start feeling like that, you know that you've quantum leaped. You're in a whole different timeline now. You're a whole different person now. And whenever you can say to yourself, I'll never go back to being that person, being naive, it changes you and it allows you to fully step into the new version of yourself because you're not holding on to anything from the past. You're not holding on to that version of yourself from the past. That person is dead. You're grateful for her and the things and the steps that she did and created for you to get to the point to where you are now, but you're not her anymore. You've accelerated. You're different. So that's a huge sign to know that you're ready to step into that new version, that new chapter. So, closing words, have no fear. Have no fear. Rely on God because God is going to give you the strength to step into this new life. He's going to actually lead you on the path because God is the only one that's going to know what your path is. You'll have a general idea of the path because the path is usually going to be whatever it is you enjoy doing. It's going to be what inspires you, what motivates you, what you love to do. But God is really going to be the only one who is going to lay the path out before you brick by brick. And you're taking this one day at a time, okay? You're not going to have it all planned out. He's leading you brick by brick, step by step. And so I honestly just have a close relationship with God. I pray every day and just pray and listen to him and his guidance and follow him because he's really the only one who can lead you on the path, on your path
Don't be looking at these influencers and what they're doing because they can't help you. All right. They can inspire you, motivate you, but God is the only one that's going to know your path and what it is that you specifically need to do to elevate and get to where it is that you need to go. So, deep prayer and connection with God, harness that in your isolation. Harness that in those moments, in those hermit phases, the connection with God and your spirit guides, your ancestors, your angels, because they are guiding you as well. You'll be seeing angel numbers like crazy during this time, especially if you're going through some kind of traumatic situation too, because it's not always going to be fun and pretty. You're going to be going through a lot of dark times, and look up those angel numbers, see the signs, and be open to them because they are truly guiding you along your path. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in. I had a blast as usual, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode. All right. Bye for now.